Hey everyone, this is Sam from Other Side Gaming, and welcome back to Respect Your Elders, Episode 3. Anyways, today we're going to delve deep into my childhood. We're going to be talking about two games today. One, Banjo Kazooie. Oh yeah. And its second is its sequel, Banjo-Tooie. So with that, how about we get into it? Oh man, do we have a game here. This is a game that dominated my free time. I put over 120 hours into this game. 120! That is how much I love this game. So, where do I start? Well, the story goes a little something like this. In the peaceful land of Spiral Mountain, there lives a witch named Grunty. She thinks that she is the most beautiful woman in the land, when her pot of boiling atomic waste is different. He says that a girl named Tootie is the prettiest. So, as every woman would react to hearing this news, she leaves her lair and kidnaps her while Banjo and his friend Kazooie are catching some Z's. From there, you meet your friend Bottles. This guy is the man. He is the guy that teaches you all the different moves that you can learn in the game. So, once you learn all the basic moves by bashing rocks and killing vegetables, you go into Grunty's lair. This is where the beef of the game is. Your goal is to go through all 9 worlds to save your sister Tootie, so that she doesn't get the pretty sucked out of her. And the coolest part is, if you get a game over, you actually get to see what happens. Grunty turns into a hot chick, and Tootie turns into a, ugly piece of shit. How about that for an ending? Like I said before, there are 9 worlds in the game, each holding 10 jiggies or puzzle pieces, and 100 musical notes. The jiggies are used for unlocking new worlds, but before you can do that, you have to unlock the doors. To unlock them, you need a certain number of musical notes. Then, once unlocked, you can progress through the lair. There are plenty of weird things in this lair. I mean, there's mummies, gorilla-looking things, and I don't really even know what to call this. Oh yeah, and fat green people in leotards. Yeah. Every world in the lair is nothing like the next. One world is a vast desert, while one is a snow-filled wonderland. From swamps to mountains, this game has it all. Not only that, but each one is also very well designed. In one level, there are 4 doors with 4 different seasons. Different things happens in each season, and in order to get all the 10 jiggies, you have to go through all the doors. And that's just one example. Those guys at Rare sure did know how to make great games. Get it together, Rare! Fuck, the shit you've been putting out lately shouldn't even count as a game in each world. There is a shaman named Mumbo, or Mumbo Jumbo if you prefer. He can turn into all sorts of different things like pumpkins and termites, and even a crocodile. But for a price, of course. So once you finally get through all the worlds, what does the game throw at you next? Why, a quiz, of course. Answer questions given by Grunty herself, fail, and you are thrown into a huge pool of hot boiling lava. It's do or die. So once that's done, you fight Grunty, she falls off the tower, and a huge rock lands on her. The end. So what happens now? Well, you wait 2 more years for Banjo-Tooie. Yep, the year 2000. Ooh. So, Banjo-Tooie picks off 2 years after Banjo Kazooie. Grunty is still under a rock, and Banjo and his boys are playing some cards. Then, suddenly, Grunty's sisters come into town. They remove the rock, and Grunty wants revenge. And she also doesn't look so good after living under a rock for 2 years. So, what does she do? She kills Bottles! Yeah! She fucking kills him! So, Banjo and his feathered friend set off to get a little payback. Banjo-Tooie plays exactly like its predecessor. The controls are a little bit better, but for the most part, it's the exact same game. On steroids? Oh yeah! Says Kool-Aid Man. Take it away, Kool-Aid Man!
Oh no! Oh no! Oh no!
Oh yeah!
This game is everything a sequel should be. It had more moves, more levels, more characters, and you could even play as Mumbo. I mean, who wouldn't want to do that? Not only that, but this game also had multiplayer. Good times. Anyways, since Bottles is a ghost now, his brother Jam Jarvis teaches you all the new moves in the game. Kind of like a drill instructor. It's kind of a douche, but... Anyways, there is also a shaman named Wumba in the game who kind of takes over Mumbo's part this time around. And, I mean, she turns you into a giant fucking T-Rex, and, you know, who doesn't want that? And oh man, the levels were huge. So huge that they put in little warp pads in each world. There were also some cool little extras too. Like, there was a cheat code that turned Kazooie into a fire-breathing dragon. And speaking of extras, this is where it starts to get good. Anyways, so, while playing through Banjo Kazooie, some players noticed some areas that seemed a little weird. I mean, like, really weird. They seemed to have a purpose, but they couldn't be accessed. Not only that, but if you got all the jiggies and musical notes, Mumbo showed you 2 locations of some colored eggs and an ice key. This was a mystery that spanned for years on end. So why weren't they in the game? Well, originally, Rare had planned to make the items usable in Banjo-Tooie for certain unlocks in the game. All you would have to do is change the Banjo-Tooie cart and put in Banjo-Kazooie. This would have worked out originally since the RAM memory was about 10 seconds on the original model of the Nintendo 64. But in 1999, Nintendo changed the hardware to a mere second, making the switch impossible. The system was called the Stop and Swap. You can actually get the Stop and Swap items in Banjo-Kazooie using a set of codes in the game. And here they are. All you have to do is go to Treasure Trove Cove and enter these codes. Once you've done that, you can collect the 6 eggs and the ice key. They don't do anything, but they're nice to show off to your friends. That is until both games were released on Xbox Live Arcade. Both games were released with an HD overhaul with the Stop and Swap intact. Not only that, but there were an extra set of achievements in Banjo-Tooie for Stop and Swap 2. Maybe a little hint at a new Banjo-Kazooie game? No, I do not count Nuts and Bolts as a true Banjo-Kazooie game. That game fucking sucked. I would highly suggest both of these games if you have the chance to get the original cartridges. Don't pass them up. But because of the Stop and Swap, I'd have to say go with the Xbox Live versions of the game. At the time of this video, Banjo-Kazooie cost 1,200 Microsoft points, while Banjo-Tooie is only 800. So, good time to pick them up. Well, this has been Sam from Other Side Gaming, and if you haven't thought about your ancestors lately, think again. See you next time.